Another impressive outing from Clay Holmes. John, have we seen enough to say, okay, this is going to work, and David Stearns did it again?
I think it certainly can work, Eamon, and the longevity is still out there as a question mark, just because still, for as effective as Clay was in this outing, 5 innings pitched, as the season goes on and we get into the dog days of summer, you're going to need a little more longevity out of your starting pitchers. With that said, the effectiveness of Clay Holmes in this outing, once he added that kick change into the arsenal, JJ, it completely changed his approach to hitters. And now these hitters have to be on their toes a little more. You heard Carlos Mendoza say he likes the mixing and matching with pitches. So far, so good with the Clay Holmes experience.
So I was highly skeptical going into the year that this was going to work for the New York Mets, just because we saw our fair share with Clay Holmes as a closer for the New York Yankees. I wonder, to your point, if he had the arsenal to go and be able to make the transition into being a starting pitcher. To me, in this particular start, we could talk about the swings and misses, but what I like the most is how Clay Holmes battled in the bottom half of the 5th inning. When it looked like the game was going to unravel, when it looked like the Minnesota Twins were going to get him and put a crooked number up on the scoreboard, he was able to go and buckle down, make some pitches, and be the sort of big-time pitcher the Mets need him to be in finishing the deal in a particular start. We'll see if he holds up through June, July, and August, but so far, him in the strikeouts, the swings and misses, there's a whole lot to like.
And he credited Jeremy Hefner and Luis Torrens for their mound visit to help get him out of that 5th inning. Pete Alonso offensively is now hitting .300 with runners in scoring position, 3rd best OPS in baseball. JJ, where would this offense be without him?
They'd be scuffling mightily. I think that's the understatement of the century, okay? They'd be scuffling mightily. Look, Pete Alonso is in a great position to hit. He's got Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto hitting in front of him, and he's playing for a contract and looks like a completely different guy playing for a contract than he did a year ago. That said, the Mets need other guys within this lineup to start doing their thing, and I'll look at one in particular, Mark Vientos, who's gotten off to a very slow start. I thought he had a monstrous hit in this game that maybe we look back on it 2 weeks from now, a month from now, whatever it might be. Maybe that gets him going. Alonso just continues to rake, though, Johnson. No surprise.
Scuffling mightily is how I wake up every morning.
Oh,
so
of course. Me too.
I can appreciate that. The Mets have the fewest runs scored of any division leader in all of baseball right now, just 66. Put that into comparison to, say, the Chicago Cubs, who have more than 116. And that tells you the juxtaposition here of how ineffective most of the offense has been. However, you mentioned Mark Vientos. I talked about a few nights ago here on air. I do believe that we're going to start to see him settling in. His at-bats have been better. I think we just have to accept that Francisco Lindor more or less just starts season slowly. Well, I don't want to get ahead on Juan Soto. I know you got more to mention on him.
Well, sure. Okay, Juan Soto with his 2nd home run of the season. So, John, pick up where you left off. Will everyone calm down and relax now?
Well, now that you mention that, Eamon, relax. Calm down. Juan Soto's going to be just fine. And you can sit here and say, oh, the average isn't there, the power's not there. He's still having some of the best at-bats of his career, the 2nd best walk percentage of his career, the lowest strikeout percentage of his career so far. The quality of the at-bats are there. And if we know anything about Juan Soto, he's the epitome of a professional hitter. He's going to settle into his new surroundings. He's going to be just fine.
So I'd be a lot more concerned about Soto if you saw him expanding the strike zone, if we saw that walk rate down, all of a sudden he's not taking what you usually expect him to go and do and see. You're seeing that. The power is going to come, and let's be real. You saw Soto. He had the hoodie on the entire game in Minnesota. It was frigid. It was a terrible night to play baseball, and hitting out of that park, I mean, that's like a national park. That might as well be Yosemite. So when you go and hit one the way he was able to go and do it, I think it's a sign for Met fans that's going to come as the weather starts to heat up over the next couple weeks.